Chapter 307. The world seems new to me now. These words mark the mad doctor of Luoyang's first utterance after regaining consciousness an hour later. Prior to this awakening, he was an elderly figure marked by a notorious irascibility. Yet in this moment his voice carried an unanticipated gentleness. Are you all right? Of course I'm fine. My head hurts a bit, but that's to be expected. His newfound demeanor was unsettling. One had to wonder about the volatility of a man openly labeled as the mad doctor. His transformation was stark, akin to the shattering of a clay pot, revealing a wholly different persona. Even Sword Saint Mei Zhonghak, who had hastened to the scene fearing an assault by dark forces, inquired with a tone of concern. "Look here, Mad Doctor, are you really all right?" The Mad Doctor of Luoyang nodded with a faint smile. "Ha, Mei Zhonghak, you don't need to worry about this old man. Just make sure that this promising young man is carefully looked after so he doesn't get hurt in the upcoming war. You, sir," here stood the illustrious Doctor of Henan, a true healer. I had once complained to Mei Zhonghak about this remarkable man, dismissing him as a charlatan. Embarrassment and awe overwhelmed me as I bowed, listening to the Mad Doctor of Luoyang. If this young man gets seriously hurt and I end up treating him, I might just shove this acupuncture needle into a lethal point. Ha. And a physician should never commit murder. His cryptic warning was clear: avoid injury at all costs. A shiver ran down my spine as I looked up. The Mad Doctor of Luoyang, now resembling a benevolent neighbor, met my eyes. Disciple of Sir Jiao Qiangang or not, his gaze says it all. Ha. At this rate he's not the friendly old man next door, but more like a next-door murderer. Wrapped in bandages and cackling like a lunatic, the Mad Doctor of Luoyang resumed treating Jiao Qiangang, a task he had earlier deferred. Despite his erratic nature, he stood as Henan's most celebrated physician and one of the leading medical authorities in the world. Yet his diagnosis after half an hour mirrored his previous conclusions. I'm not sure this is truly a mysterious case. Is there no way to cure it? No way to cure it? The Mad Doctor of Luoyang's eyes narrowed in annoyance as he addressed me. There is no such thing as an incurable disease in this world. But how can one find a cure without knowing the disease? This realization was a heavy blow. If only the disease's name were known, a solution might be within reach. It suggested an unknown malady. I clasped Jiao Qiangang's aged hand tightly. Why can't such a strong person stand up? Is it the weight of grief from the death of his disciple, followed briefly by his closest friend's demise? No, the Jiao Qiangang I know possesses greater fortitude. So then, is it the after effect of the ghostly dance of the fire god? Or did the bloodlord, that guy, play some trick? The ghostly dance of the fire god, a technique that consumes the user's life force, would have been a heavy burden for an elderly Jiao Qiangang. Yet, it wouldn't be far-fetched to suspect the bloodlord, an infamous figure within the dark forces, of foul play. The Mad Doctor of Luoyang muttered, "It's not a demonic energy, nor is it poisoning, but if it continues like this the meridians will slowly become blocked." Both Mei Zhonghak and I reacted with shock. What does that mean? Mad Doctor, you said it wouldn't endanger his life, didn't you? You didn't listen to my words properly. I clearly said, there is no danger for now. The Mad Doctor of Luoyang hesitantly continued. Feeling his pulse today, I noticed it is different from yesterday. If Jiao Qiangang remains in this state and doesn't wake up, all his meridians will be blocked, and he will become nothing more than a common villager. Are you saying he will only regain consciousness after losing his martial arts? I asked, dreading the answer. The Mad Doctor shook his head. I can't even guarantee that. Even if heaven helps and Jiao Qiangang wakes up, how much longer can a body that has already lived beyond its natural lifespan endure? The impact of his words was like a hammer blow to my head. As the Mad Doctor had stated, Jiao Qiangang was well past a century in age. Perhaps the Fire King could endure a decade or two more, but that would only be feasible with robust internal energy and martial arts prowess. Confronted with the reality of Jiao Qiangang not as the Fire King but merely an aged man, the pressing question was his remaining lifespan. Half a year. If you continue to stimulate the life-sustaining acupuncture points, you might extend it by a couple of months, but that's it. Half a year. Is there really no other way? You stubborn bastard. Do you feel satisfied only after making an old man repeat himself twice? Given the mysterious nature of the ailment, a remedy remained elusive. The Mad Doctor of Luoyang's definitive response quashed any flicker of hope, yet it was he who rekindled it. That's why you must find the Divine Doctor. The Divine Doctor? It was as if a bucket of ice water had been poured over me, jolting me awake. Who is the Divine Doctor? The Mad Doctor of Luoyang regarded me with a perplexed expression. You don't know the Divine Doctor? A physician, right? Supposedly very skilled. Of course it's obvious from the title Divine Doctor. Even the stray dogs in the back alleys know that. Mei Zhonghak, is this guy really a martial artist? Mei Zhonghak stepped forward as the mad doctor of Luoyang's temper flared. Calm down, mad doctor. How can anyone, even an outsider, not know the divine doctor? Is that even possible? Must be a famous person then. What? Huh? Both the mad doctor of Luoyang and I snapped our heads around, taken aback. Mei Zhonghak wore an innocent smile. Where have I seen that smile before? Ah, now I remember. With a smile resembling that of Chong Peng, Mei Zhonghak opened his mouth. I secluded myself in the deep mountains for nearly 30 years. Ha ha. What are you talking about? The divine doctor has been known in the martial world for over 40 years. Following a pause, Mei Zhonghak's response to the mad doctor of Luoyang's factual volley was delayed. Come to think of it, the old man is over 40 years old. It's been so long I must have been mistaken. This situation is dire. The divine doctor, as the name implies, had attained an almost celestial proficiency in medicine. Around 40 years prior, he emerged on the outskirts of the continent, performing miraculous healings and curbing epidemics, thereby earning his moniker, Divine Doctor. Since then, the Divine Doctor has generously offered his medical skills. He never turned away any patient and accepted no payment. He was a true physician with a character as noble as his medical skills. Wow, a virtuous physician. Though the world's powerful sought to make him their guest, he would disappear each time, saying he would serve the sick in the lowest places. Wow, the righteous hero Hong Gildong. Note, Hong Gildong is a famous fictional character from Korean classical literature. He is akin to a Robin Hood figure. Hong Gildong is known for his agility, cleverness, and ability to appear and disappear swiftly. Always covering his face with a white veil, no one has ever seen his face. Wow, the masked physician. Interrupted, the mad doctor of Luoyang grasped a large acupuncture needle. Open your trap. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. With Mei Zhonghak here, this young one can't keep his mouth shut, can he? Mei Zhonghak's eyes shone with a childlike wonder. Wow, the divine doctor. The mad doctor of Luoyang, now with only half his wits, briefly yet kindly elucidated further on the divine doctor. Recognized as the world's finest physician, and a person of high moral standing. And yet, nobody knows his identity? Didn't I say he always wears a veil when practicing medicine? But he's been active for over 40 years. Isn't it odd that no one knows? One would think even a fleeting breeze might have once unveiled him. But the mad doctor of Luoyang dismissed this notion. Someone might know. However, no one in the world has accurately identified him. Why? Because he always runs away before being found. The testimonies are always different. Some commoners say the virtuous hero is an old man with white hair. Others say a shaven-headed nun. No matter how much people who have seen him are persuaded or comforted, their stories are always inconsistent. How could anyone find him? The divine doctor's reputation among the people is absolute. With so many volunteering as his eyes and ears hiding his identity, even the imperial palace gave up on finding him. I get that this divine doctor is remarkable, but, gazing at the mad doctor of Luoyang, whose smile radiated self-satisfaction, I voiced my skepticism. How am I supposed to find someone who even the imperial palace has given up on? Ah, right, is this a joke? As skepticism furrowed my brow, the mad doctor of Luoyang erupted into a robust laugh. Don't worry, would I have mentioned this to you without any leads? Of course, I have always had firm faith in you. 10 years ago, after hearing about the divine doctor, I was so impressed that I embarked on a journey of practicing medicine. Ah, a medical journey. This reminded me of a tidbit I overheard in Taiyuan. Similar to martial artists undertaking pilgrimages to refine their skills, physicians too partake in medical journeys. Pursuing the trail blazed by the divine doctor, the mad doctor of Luoyang traversed the continent, venturing into its most secluded corners, dedicating 5 years to this pursuit. It was a rewarding and joyous endeavor, but for me who had already passed 60, it was a challenging journey. However, it paid off in the end. Something I had only imagined happened. This momentous event unfolded in a slash-and-burn village in the continent's southern reaches. The destitute villagers, barely subsisting, spoke of a benevolent soul who had alleviated an epidemic and departed months earlier. You have no place to get treatment here. I will leave some silver coins, use them to recuperate. What is it? Sorry, but that's all the wealth I have left. Not that. By any chance, are you a physician from Luoyang? Why do you ask that? A noble person who treated our sickness a while ago said that, if a physician with the last name O from Luoyang comes, pass this to them. The item they handed over was a porcelain shard of a jade-like hue, now in the possession of the mad doctor of Luoyang. This is. Read what's written on it. On the porcelain piece cradled in his aged hand, a delicate script was barely discernible. Wubeizi is best when it comes from Sichuan land. I was baffled by this phrase. The mad doctor of Luoyang offered an explanation. Wubeizi is a type of widely used medicinal herb, With this single line, the divine doctor subtly hinted to me that he is in Sichuan. Is that how it works? That's what I'm saying. So if I say the best adult videos are from Japan, does that mean I'm in Japan? What kind of nonsense is that? Mei Jong-hak, is this child completely insane? Mei Jong-hak, brimming with curiosity, inquired, what exactly is an adult video? That's not important right now. Exasperated, the mad doctor of Luoyang placed the porcelain fragment in my hand. Look properly. Don't you feel it? The divine doctor's earnest desire to exchange medical knowledge with me. His earnest desire, what are you talking about? It was in that instant, as I scrutinized the shard more closely, that something extraordinary occurred. Ding. Quest item acquired. Can be used to deduce his whereabouts. Quest initiated. I spoke softly to the mad doctor of Luoyang. I do feel it, and I see it, the way to cure Jake Gang.